Hello, and welcome to this. Oh,
wow.
Welcome to the Echo Lounge. Welcome to the Torture Dungeon.
yeah.
I'll be your host,
Hello.
the Grand Inquisitor.
And welcome to this week's edition of the Sacred Society podcast with myself, your ex.
Dadpool.
Butcher Brand.
Yeah.
Welcome, boys. How you guys doing this week?
It's all right.
Hanging in
Some
there.
changes.
Yes.
New things are happening around here.
Hey,
Yeah.
we got a like.
Oh, hey.
All
Off
right.
the bat. All
My,
right.
my mom liked us from the other side. Ghosts really can mess with electronical things.
Oh
Holy
man,
shit, that's funny.
how you guys doing today?
I'm all right.
What day is this? Wednesday?
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh man.
New fun stuff.
Yeah.
Comics,
Good times.
toys.
Oh,
Did I tell you that I've seen some of Godzilla -1?
Oh,
It's so weird looking
I
at
wanted
your
to tell
face.
you. I'm sorry. I know. That's why I have to wear this, because if you looked at the real thing,
It's
you'd be
the
insane.
accident.
I was going to tell you, they just announced Godzilla -1 minus color, I guess is what it's called.
Yeah, on the 26th.
On the 26th. So if you guys are available, if you want
I'm
to go.
tattooing that day.
Dang.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're starting to tattoo
That's
more
right.
now.
Yep.
You want to announce that to more people since they've
Yeah.
not really spoken about it?
Yeah. So if you're interested in getting some ink, I'm slinging ink. So
Not the stink.
you
but
can you can either contact me through Instagram on Butcher Brand, or I am the Smile Ghost. Those two ways are a good way. Just DM me and we can talk.
yes.
Nice. How's your week been, boys? I haven't seen. Well, it's been a long week in general, man.
Yeah.
We just had the card night last night, which we did pretty well. I'm thankful to everybody. We're now officially on YouTube. You can watch us live.
Hey.
There is Butcher Brand right there.
I'm like, what camera am I looking
Yeah,
at?
which
I'm
way do I need to
surrounded by
look?
cameras.
There's
It's like the Big
Dadpool.
Brother house.
Dadpool right there. Yeah, the Big Brother. Your confessionals. He touched me.
He touched me again
Where on the phone did he touch you?
on all the digits.
Hey, there's a dad joke right
Yeah,
there.
right there.
Fuck you, Barry Brown.
No, that was actually Sanzu asked for a dad
Oh,
joke.
fuck you, Sanzu.
Oh,
All right. How's your week been, Chris?
man, it has been crazy. We're prepping like big time over at Intergalactic right now because we got to move. We finally got the official day is supposed to again February 1st, so that'll be it when we get to start moving in and we get to start setting up the floor plan for everything. And it's a little smaller of a shop, but I think with some of the collaboration that I've been trying to get into John's ear and telling him like, hey, we should do it this way, that way, and he sits and mulls over it, but he's putting together something really cool, and I can't wait to see it when it finally shows up.
As long as you can get some tables out front.
Absolutely.
You'll be fine.
I think we're going to do a sidewalk sale or something. We're going to have to. We're going to have to at some point. But yeah.
How big is the new shop?
It is 16 and a half feet wide by 61 feet deep. So it's literally like half of the shop that we're in right now.
Oh wow.
So we're definitely going to be cutting out some of the stuff that like I mean, obviously with Toys R Us there, it makes it hard to stay competitive with some of those things because
But that's inside Macy's, right?
inside of Macy's
Isn't
up on
that
the second floor.
pretty expensive?
It is, but again, they have the ability because they're corporate, they can sell it at a cheaper price, and then if it doesn't sell, they can mark it down
Right.
and still be able to get something out of it. Plus they have their
Put those Marshall Kohl's
yeah,
price,
yeah,
or not
pretty
Kohl's,
much.
but
well, they have Backstage, which is their
What's that other place?
Marshalls or their Ross Marshalls
Ross.
inside their store.
Yeah.
So
Ross is
But,
the best place to buy toys these days.
absolutely. But I was telling him like, we should just be more focused on the comics, and because that's what he seems to have a lot
Actually,
of.
Sacred 8's a great place to buy toys.
Fuck that.
Lots
Absolutely.
of vintage toys.
Yes, vintage toys. Because he definitely wants to stick with the Funko Pops. He won't go away from those.
Well, those are timeless
And-
collectibles.
Absolutely, everybody
I
loves
mean,
a Funko.
I sold all of my Google and I went full Funko.
That was
and
the
my
smart
kids-
move right
yeah.
there, bro.
My
Smart.
kids, when they get to college, are going to
Are
be
you
like,
a financial advisor by any chance?
no,
Oh.
not at all. I do not take my advice.
Yes,
but
please.
yeah, my
Don't.
kids are going to show up to college and they're going to be like, your name's
gonna
not
cash
on
these
this.
in?
Your name's not on this list. What's all that plastic detritus in your vehicle?
Like, I'm here to cash these in.
Funko.
yeah,
Get the
what's
Funko out of here.
Well, I mean, a lot of collectibles have kind of gone up and down over the years. We were talking it was one of the society members that they only come here once a year. He dropped by today with his wife, and he was talking about if we wanted to buy Beanie Babies.
Oh,
Like Beanie Babies in general, that was a huge
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
that was a big thing.
I have one.
And John has them now too.
No, I
bought
have only
Beanie
one.
Babies back.
Because its name is Butch, and it was given to me as a gift.
What kind of animal?
It
is
just has a very short haircut and an aggressive
Yeah.
fucking...
It's all. I'm a very angry lesbian. Hey,
What is it?
Um,
What character,
character
is it?
it's a little dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I smell like a dog, I guess, or I'm very loyal, or
That's what it is.
eat out of a bowl. I do all those dog things.
But you were talking about that you finally have started watching, or you watched Godzilla -1.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I did finish Monarch.
Oh, okay. I haven't though, but was it worth it?
For me, yeah. For me, all those people parts really played off.
The people.
Oh man, ugh, whiny people. Who cares? I mean, it's 10 episodes,
Okay.
and it took the 10th episode to really see a good kaiju fight.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, you bastards.
And how long are these episodes?
Oh, I want to say 40 minutes, maybe 30 something, 40 minutes.
It's like almost.
They're long.
So almost like 4 hours, 8 hours.
4 hours of whiny people.
Of just people, and then like 15
I
minutes
have-
of kaiju.
I'm missing my father.
Somebody's
Wait,
gonna put a super
you
cut
have a
together of all that.
father? That's my father.
Well, he has a
No.
Mothra.
There's no Mothra. There's no Mothra in there. Not in the ones I watched.
Man,
I'm even trying to remember what the hell the monster was that he fought.
was it the thing from Cloverfield? The fucking mushroom head.
It was something that they'd serve in a lunchroom, I'm sure.
Here, eat this, kid.
Eat this.
Where's your lunch ticket? Go to the
Yeah.
end of the line. You
No.
get no chocolate milk.
Watching Godzilla -1, my girls were there.
Mm-hmm.
My wife was out of town, so I got to play Godzilla on the big screen.
Yeah.
And didn't watch that much of it because they wanted to watch something else. And I was like, we'll sit down and we'll watch this together at some point. But the beginning, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. And I think for me,
Yes.
one thing that really stood out were in the mouth, the
Mhm.
skin where it stretched, and when it would roar, it vibrated.
Vibrated, yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, look at that. That is the coolest chicken I've ever seen. Really, it really might be like one of my most favorite versions of Godzilla.
It was great. Like
Yeah.
I loved how it was the size progression too. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
at first it was just like a dinosaur, you know, like a T-Rex or whatever the big ones they have out there running now.
I mean, he was a decent size when he
Yeah.
came up on that island.
Right.
That initial
The
island.
first. That's what I was saying. The first encounter, like
I mean,
how
when
he
you're
shows
looking
up.
at him, he looks tiny.
Yeah.
But then compared to
Compared
the
to the
people,
plane.
and when he's grabbing those guys, he's not
Oh.
eating them. Did
No.
you notice? He wasn't outright killing anyone. He was grabbing them and flinging
Flinging
them.
'em.
Obviously, they're not going to be doing it very well. But he wasn't like biting them in half.
Right.
Like if I was Godzilla, I'd be eating those mothers. Like chomp chomp. But it was destroying and tossing them.
Yeah.
And it made me think, like, is he really like? He's not like an evil monster. He's just
He's
just territorial.
misunderstood.
He's just territorial. Like that was
he's like me. I'm hungry. I go in, I start tossing people by their heads.
give him a Snickers.
Bring me a salad. I must toss it.
Bring me to a buffet.
No, I for me again, I've said this before. I have never genuinely cared for the human side of these movies.
Oh yeah, not at all.
Because there's not really a lot that you can do that's that interesting, so to speak.
And there's always a Kenny, which is the kid. There's always an annoying
Yeah.
kid.
Die, Kenny. I can't stand that stuff, man. But this was the one where I think Dadpool said it best, where honestly it paid off because of the path it took to get from
Yeah.
point A to point B.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like how they assembled, how everybody, you know, they were basically all broken family members that just pieced to get themselves together.
So I haven't finished it yet. I'm past the part where he kind of levels up, and then he shoots his atomic breath and causes that huge, shockwave and everything.
Okay.
And it's where the lady gets wiped out by she pushes him in, and then I see like the memorial that they were having for her, and at that point
was that already the downtown
stopped it.
part, right, where he already ran through downtown? Godzilla?
Yeah. That's where the girl dies. Yeah.
Was that not
when he's eating the train and
interpretation
everything
of how he did the train? Yeah.
It was awesome.
And the way that they had the setting for the whole city, and it looked of that era.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, it was such a great homage to that. That's why I'm super excited to see it in black and white.
It took me back to getting Fangoria #1 because that is the cover of Fangoria #1 is the Godzilla movie poster that's like lots of oranges and reds, and he's got the train dangling out of his mouth.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Yeah.
I'll have to look.
I bought that. Well, my mom bought it for me. I'm lying if I said I bought that with my hard-earned money.
It was.
I showed up to the factory and I put down my 6 pence and I got my Fangoria #1.
Skipped the haircut that day
because it had Godzilla and it had Creature from the Black Lagoon. Two of my favorite monsters.
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, I mean, even when you're looking at, I'm pulling up a photo right now of Godzilla -1. Yeah. Like, the thing that I trip out the most is him as an individual. Like, he's menacing, dude.
Oh, yeah.
He's super, even for his size, like, the dude looks like he does pull-ups.
Well, what about when he was in the water and they were in the boat dropping, and then he's, like, coming after him like Jaws kind of thing? Oh. Imagine being in that boat. There's no room because that boat's full of crap.
Yeah.
Because I've crapped my pants big time.
Shit's overboard. Yeah.
We have a question from the chat tonight because people can actually ask questions.
This is cool. I like this.
Okay, so the question comes from a Sanzu Espinosa.
Oh.
Who do they think would win in a fight? Disney princess. Who would win if a Disney princess fight breaks out?
Ooh, out of all of them?
I mean, Mulan, dude.
Mulan is definitely
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
she'll get down to business.
She kicked Jengus's ass.
I mean, her, like, perspectively, not only does she know how to fight with the sword and everything else, but she doesn't need no man.
Well,
and then she has,
what about the girl that was Braveheart? What was that one?
Oh, Mira.
There you go.
Yeah, she would
that
be
would be
another
one.
That if they were to team up, the rest of them would be dead.
What about the little fish girl? She probably she could get a bunch of sharks
She's
to eat them.
Aquaman in that whole situation, dude. Nobody's gonna be fighting unless they know like
try fishing.
Try fishing.
You dead. You dead, son. You cannot count aqua people out.
I mean, if we look at the history of what the Asian culture does to fishing and the ecological system.
Okay, fish girl's dead. Mulan's getting fat on fish. She's loving it.
Oh man, we were talking earlier about stores that don't exist anymore, like Dick Burns.
Dick Bruins.
Dick Burns. No, that's my name. That's from Friday Night. Dick Bruins. A man's store.
Yes.
That was the tagline. A man's store.
So what was that store for people that don't know?
So I had to go there when I had like a Christmas party or something because they had the Fat Man shirts, Fat Man pants, and Fat Man blazers, and it's where I could church myself up instead of going to Kmart.
Yeah.
Getting some Boba Fett underoos and showing up to the party.
You could get some pretty cool toys back then. That stuff was what I remember specifically. Yeah. Nothing crazy or out the way, but they had like some magazines, some comics, some stuff. But the one that we had where we were growing up was very convenient. But what other stores, if you could take your kids to today, if they could bring them back, what would it be?
Well, I remember what Targets are now used to be known as Gemcos back in the day, at least in San Joaquin Valley where I grew up, in that area. Like that's what I remember. But the one store I would love to take would be the Best store, because that was that catalog store, and again that was in that area. I don't know, I've Never really seen a whole lot anywhere else I've traveled in the few states that I've gone, but that store was cool because you could go in, you could look at the catalog, and basically like the same way the Sears catalogs and all those other Montgomery Wards, the Wish books, it always had sections for Star Wars, a full 2 pages for Star Wars, and then whatever other toys that were popular at that time, and you could just check off what you want. You filled out your order form, you went up to the cashier, you submitted it to them, and then you walked to the other side where they had all the shipping, and another part of the store that had electronics and jewelry, I think. And then you would go and you'd pick up your package, and it would have all your figures all ready to go for you at once. So that was...
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
We could order it in the catalog and wait 14 days for it to be delivered by horse. Clip, clop, clip, clop. My Star Wars.
Turtle BS or Turtle B Snazzy, hello, says hello to us.
Hey, what's up?
Sanzu is in the chat, and she says, I'd bring back the OG Disney stores. Those were actually really fun to go in.
They were cool,
especially when I found some of our original stuff up in the library that we have, but like the original Zorg, first edition Buzz Lightyear, first edition Wall-E. A lot of that stuff was amazing because they really gave a shit about the quality they were building back then.
I also like the Warner Brothers store.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
I used to get those. I have a couple, the plates. So I have one with Ivy and Harley. And it's like, it's been in that box since I got it.
Pristine
and I looked at it twice in my life. It's like, what am I? Some old lady on QVC. I need my collector plates. Oh, and I need some I need some birds. A bunch of bird statues.
Oh man. Shit. Yeah, the Disney store was pretty cool. I remember going as a kid and learning about the first time that they would pump smells into stores.
What? Instead of pumping farts?
Yeah. I mean, with all those fucking kids in there, dude, absolutely would they have
a lot of
diapers.
A lot of crop dusting going on in there.
No, a lot of the Disney stores, they would pump in pleasant smells or smells of food or smells of certain things that would bring up your endorphins. And those endorphins, in turn, would make you want to buy more and feel like, man, this is just really special.
Yeah.
And there was a whole thing about it because they're part of their investors' budget was like almost maybe 2-3 million just on these like scents that they would pump into the AC.
Janice, your candle collection is out of control.
They're partnering with the Yankee Candle Company.
Pump the brakes, honey.
Okay, let's see really quick. Mr. City, Gadzooks. Gadzooks is what he says, or any video rental store. That's where I'd take my kids.
Oh yeah.
Gadzooks
or
Gadzooks.
I don't remember.
I never heard of that.
Gadzooks.
Well, Mr. City's in like Midwest.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Hollywood Video says Jackie.
Hollywood Video. I worked in one of those.
You're giving him flashbacks.
I know. How long did you work in Hollywood Video?
Let's see. Overall, I think it was like 5 years.
Right for Hollywood.
Yeah. For about at least 4 or 5 years, I think overall. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What made you work there?
Got to be around.
Let me guess. Her name was Janice.
It was Jenny.
Oh, I was close.
No, but that's I got a part-time job at a Hollywood Video, and then just it turned into assistant manager and key holder, and before I knew it,
I
store
thought
manager.
Keyhole Jenny?
No.
Gotcha.
For the shop.
Keyhole.
But yeah, it was a cool place to work. You got the free movies. You got to see screeners all the time.
Turtle B Snazzy. His name is Elias. He's my cousin's kid, but I guess like in Hispanic families, that's basically a nephew. Phenomenal. Someone that you both would absolutely respect. He is a phenomenal comic collector for being his age, dude. Absolutely
kills it. Did he come in once?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, yeah, I do remember.
The Silver Age. He's on his way to find his first Mirror Master right now.
Oh yeah.
So shout out to him. But he asks, "What's a Hollywood Video?"
It's a place where you get videos.
I mean,
he's like, "What's a VHS?
What's a VHS?"
Well, because
explain my VCR and a VHS.
Well, you got to think about that. Like the idea of when we were growing up is how when we wanted to get a video, it was like a race to get the 3 to 4 copies of what the fuck you wanted.
See, you're talking about the days of Milk and Honey. Yes. When I first got a VCR back in the day, we have to get the lantern out and go down to the old mine shaft. No, we had to go to the furniture store, which is right next to, it's Big Five now.
Oh, really?
Where 7-Eleven is.
Okay.
That was a furniture store where they sold VCRs, and they had a very small selection of cassettes that you could rent. And I remember getting Chud. That's the only one I remember renting.
Good movie.
We have the soundtrack from
yeah.
Waxworks. Yeah, we have it here. But Chud, okay.
Available at Sacred 8 Studios.
Yes,
SacredStudios.com.
So Chud was yours. I asked the chat this, but I want to ask you guys as well. If you had to if you could rent one movie more than any other movie today, if Netflix went down, all streaming services went down, what would be yours?
Oh, my go-to.
Man.
My go-to. This is considering your computer crashes and you lose everything.
Yes.
Yeah, it'd probably be Shogun Assassin.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good one. Fuck it, Kroll. I'd probably want to see that one.
When's the last time you watched Kroll?
Probably about 10 years ago. It was on one of those channels that it just happened to be playing. I think it was the Sci-Fi Channel or something.
I remember when it came on cable. I'm talking like early Showtime, HBO days, and I remember
have the Weekend.
I remember watching it then, and so that was, I mean, it wasn't that long after it had been out in the theater, and that's the last time I saw that movie. I just remember the bad guy's face kind of like flexing in and out, like it was rubber. It's all, I'm very frightening. Trust me.
Fly By Night Reviews. What's up, Kieran?
What's up, Kieran?
Check out their page if you want to see some awesome movie reviews. He says, I don't think I've ever rented a movie twice. Was there anything that you guys ever rented more than once? Because back then, it really fucking mattered. Like, you had to make them count. Because my mom absolutely would never ever let me rent any. It was like the Page Master.
I didn't rent things twice either. I had 2 VCRs. I rented once.
Oh man, Access, what's going on, man? Any Spider-Man movie says Turtles. Let's see, Treasure Planet says Access. Treasure Planet, I rented a Hollywood Video in Marina.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man, so you made a no
Whoa.
I've worked at that one before. I've had to help out over at that shop.
He was loaned out.
Yeah. Oh, as a manager, you go to all the different stores in the area to help out whenever they needed it for projects and things like that. So
when I worked at the movie theater, I worked at the Cinema 70 at the mall. And every once in a while, like, there would be a big movie or something, they'd need help. So I worked at the
Was that the one that was underneath? Downstairs? Where was that one at?
So the Cinema 70.
That was the old arcade, correct?
Well, so where it was is, do you remember the Galaxy 6?
No.
Okay.
No, I remember the Magnificent 7.
Well, it's a Macy's store now.
Yeah.
That whole thing was just one giant theater.
Yeah, that's what I was
And then they sold it in 89. It closed.
Okay.
About 1990, they busted it up into the Galaxy 6.
Okay.
And then it was that for several years.
Because
the last movie I saw there was Batman.
When I was working at KB, that theater was still there because the popcorn would always pump up into the shop, and people would come in like, "Are you guys selling popcorn in here?" I'm like, "No, but we could sell you some toys.
Yeah.
Sell you some video games. What you need, Pokemon cards."
Sanzu says she had somebody said Harry Potter. Sanzu said, I had the first Harry Potter in Spanish. It hits different. And I said, yeah, because it was recorded on a video camera. I remember going to LA when we were kids, and the first thing that they had, my father had done is he was telling us, like, hey, you should go over with me to by Union Station. And we found some guys selling bootleg tapes, and we got Harry Potter. And was like, "What the fuck? This is
for how much?
How much?
Three for $10.
Nice."
And it was a bunch of people like climbing over seats, talking.
Oh yeah.
And I was like so upset because I was like, "But it's the real thing." They had the whole cover, everything.
Right.
And he was like, "Hey man, you want to watch it?" So we watched it in a Motel 6, and halfway through it, the dude had Lord of the Rings or something else. He had double recorded the tape.
Oh.
So it's like,
It's all,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's a
Gandalf!
I was like, wow.
We've got to help Harry! He's like, nice wand, Gandalf. That thing's huge. It's a bazooka. Duck hobbitses.
Yeah.
Toby's
So
a good elf.
how many bootleg tapes did you guys ever get when you were growing up?
I used to buy them at the Comic-Con, and it was cool because you would, in San Diego and in WonderCon in Oakland, you'd have to go around and find them because eventually those guys would get nabbed. They get shut down. But I had all kinds of obscure stuff that I just loved. And to this day, it's like that's where I got my Japanese Spider-Man. You know, that's where I got the Chinese Street Fighter movies.
Oh,
and
yeah.
all the, The Killer by John Woo.
Okay.
Way before it was ever going to be available here, you know. I had all that stuff. The Heroic Trio and... Man, so much good stuff.
Yeah.
All my good childhood memories, like Space Giants and all that. Just really shitty copies that they taped off the TV. Just when it played, they just sat there. Boom. All right, it's Tuesday, 3 o'clock. Bam, hit record. You know,
They had a regimen,
put it all
routine.
Yep. And then he had my second VCR, and then he's just dubbing copies and Xerox and labels.
Damn. Yeah, I remember when we'd go to Walmart when they used to have the dump bins and they had the VHS tapes and you get the 2 tapes in one. And,
The
my
value
brother
pack.
my brother and I would always go in there searching for all the Jackie Chan kung fu movies, the Jet Li kung fu movies, their early day stuff. And
You reminded me.
I remember
My mom was like, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
My mom, she's like, oh, you really like Bruce Lee. I got you a Bruce Lee movie.
It's
And
a
it was
short
like, that was like it was like a $3
Bootleg.
VHS. It wasn't a bootleg.
Right.
It was a bootleg of Bruce Lee because he had died. And remember when there were a shitload of Bruce Lee?
They call me Bruce.
No,
the
like Bruce L.I.
Yeah.
Or Bruce L.E. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, this ain't Bruce Lee. Like, I know what Bruce Lee look like. That is not Bruce Lee. That is the... Yeah, never mind.
Let's see. Darth the Goddess, what's up, Playboy? He says, my brother used to buy the blank VHS tapes and record movies from Stars and HBO.
Yeah.
I recorded over one of my key family memories.
Oh,
once.
man.
Somebody, Mr. City says, the original Evil Dead.
Oh, yeah.
I rented
that was
that
a good
from
one.
a mom and pop's video stores about 30 times. At least that was the one I was always really into. Axis goes, I had a Dragon Ball in a fan-made Spanish dub from Mexico when I went. Those fan-made ones, dude, are the best because it's like, ¿Qué estás haciendo? No soy Goku. And it's just like, what the fuck? I've told this before in the older pods, but when we went to Mexico and I was watching the Japanese Spider-Man, but in Spanish.
Yeah.
And it's like, bum, bum, bam, 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 and it's all like, del hombre, de araña. And then the little cat hiss. It's all,
Meow, meow, meow. I am the great wizard, El Gato. Here, the Araña Towers.
Thank you, Gandalf.
Yeah, nice wand. Oh, it's the blue pills.
oh man, No Name Collects asks, when did you start going to cons? This is something that we never talk about. So we have a show that we are going to be putting out at some point called Bagged and Boredom. Bagged and Boredom is literally a show that is just about us talking to some of our favorite friends, society members, about just talking about shit that we did when we were growing up, but mainly collectors. You've gone to a lot of cons, Butch. When did you start going?
I want to say I was probably about 12. I think I was about 12. So, yeah, 40 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Almost 41.
What was the hot item besides yourself at that con? Like
Guilty.
who
Meow, 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 meow.
Stay away from my staff, you cat.
Put them pills away, Gando. Gando Calrissian. He's all, I'm smooth, mother lover. The hot, I remember one year for Christmas, my mom got me a Samsonite briefcase because I was very businessable. I used to put my I don't have it anymore, but I used to put my art supplies in there and carry around. I'm doing business because I'm an artist making money. Really? Yes. I call bullshit. So I remember bringing that to the Americon in San Jose. I think it was either at the Red Lion Inn or this other place. There were only two places that did the Americons, but Amazing Spider-Man 252, the black costume.
Yes.
I put that. I tracked one down. I think I got it for $20.
Oh shit!
And I put it in that Samsonite. Locked it up with the key.
Brown cover.
And I walked around that convention zippity dude, I'm doing business. Yeah.
His little tipsis fedora.
Yeah, I was. And I'm showing my sister. I'm like, I just got this, and she's all, "You're so lame." No, she was cool. She was cool then because she got me. She actually got me. There was a really cool comic store on Alvarado Street. That's where I got my Fangoria #1.
Oh, nice.
And I want to say it was called Off the Wall Comics. That guy, eventually, I went to a store he had up in San Jose, and he literally would have stacks of the same issues. So, the Cat #1, I remember picking that up and going through and just grabbing all these issues. And then I go up to him, I'm like, how much are these? And then he pulls out the price guide, and he's like,
that's John.
Yeah. Oh. And I'm like, oh, really? That's how we're gonna do this? Okay, never mind. Let me just put all these back. I'll just get these 3.
Dang.
But anyway, god damn, I'm having a old man brain. What was the question?
What was the question again?
Real quick, Mr. City says, I just picture a tiny version of what you look like currently with your briefcase.
Yeah.
Fucking.
So the difference would be I would have hair on my head and not on my face.
So just
and I had this little cowlick, so I had the hair wave.
Damn.
He was emo before it was emo.
Oh yeah, I was. I used to put I almost said
Aquanet?
spray paint. Yes, I did.
Aquanet?
I'd have the wing. So I would wash it, and then I would blow dry it into position, and then spray it, and it would stay like that. Oh yeah, because I wasn't gonna be all scraggly going. No, hell no. There are ladies at that school.
Forget about me.
That's right. Don't you?
Darth asks, how much did celebrities, he put quotations here, how much did celebrities charge back then?
I didn't ever pay for a signature back in the day. People were pretty, they were just happy to be there. If you bought a picture of them, that's how they would kind of make their money. It was not like how it is today, where they leave with garbage bags full of money.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
Well, when I was over at the Monster Mania over in Pennsylvania, we were talking about how much Robert Englund makes, and his stuff was astronomical. I think.
Imagine.
Yeah, he. For anyone that doesn't understand, I'm over here at the computer, so that's why you can't see me.
He's floating. He's pretending to be John Cena over
this
here.
Floating arm over here.
But no, they were saying some of these guys' fees and per diems are close to about 150 grand for some people, 50 grand for others, and then they get 60 to 70% of what they charge people at the con,
because they've got to pay their
yes
handlers and all those people,
yeah,
their security and all that.
But yeah, one of the guys walked out with almost 300 grand in general that weekend.
Must be nice.
You mean I had about 300 grand in the garbage bag?
Easy, Bebo.
Bebo Baggins.
Yes.
Mr. City goes, nope, just the full bearded mini you.
Yep.
No Name goes, I find it a bit of just have a headshot signed by some actor. I never know what to do with it. Oh, I find it a bit weird. Yeah, I agree with that as well, man, because some of these guys, I've never wanted to meet a celebrity, but somehow.
Then he met me.
Yeah, and then I was
true.
like,
He's all, now I know why.
don't you
Forget about moi.
Yeah, I'm all mad. I'm all that waving your beard's really nice.
That's right.
Yeah,
And this takes
Thanks
hours.
to Aquanet.
This takes hours.
fucking the loose moose.
It's 1,000. This is 1,000 brushes.
No, I don't think I've ever been in that position where I really cared if I met anybody. But I've been very fortunate to meet people, and I can say like Tom Kenny from SpongeBob, he was super nice. He was a genuinely kind guy. He was very interactive. The late Paul Rubens, he was extremely polite. But again, I mean, like it is weird. Like somebody will spend $300 to meet Henry Cavill or somebody, and I get it. Maybe
Henry Winkler.
right? Because you want to see them in person, right?
Yeah.
You want to absolutely see that person and be like, oh, it's you, Chris Hemsworth.
I want to share a croissant with you.
And because of that, I feel like it's just so interesting because I've just never seen that. Now, comic book guys, I feel like that's different for us because we specifically like the art of some of these dudes. Mm-hmm. Who's somebody that you met comic book wise that you really wanted to? Like, in those, the question I was asking you, Butch, was what year was it your first con?
I'd probably have to be like 82 or 83.
Wow. So who were the hot artists, writers, inkers, colorists at the time when you were going to the con?
Well, I was all about John Byrne. John Byrne, like 1 billion%. There were other, like Rick Leonardi, I really liked a lot. Butch Geis, who did the Micronauts. He's done Doctor Strange, all kind of. Oh, Michael Golden. Like, a lot of these guys were back east. So, we did have some celebrity types. There was a guy that did he did the Alien Legion book that they're going to make a movie out of.
Really?
And so his name is Frank Scirocco, and he lived in San Jose, I think, at the time. But I actually bought the preliminary sketch for the Alien Legion graphic novel.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I have that somewhere. Yeah.
Like somewhere in my archive. Somewhere in the archives.
I remember going to the arcade and seeing the side of the game, and it was his art, and then it was Data East was the company he worked for. It was one of the Commando kind of games. Yeah. And I remember going, "Oh my god, I know this guy." It's
probably like Akari Warriors or something like that.
I can't remember, but yeah, one of the best people I ever met, comic book wise, was Brent Anderson. That guy is not only a great artist, but just a sweetheart of a guy who actually came to town because his wife is a writer. She was doing a little con at the Doubletree, a little sci-fi con where, you know, there was like, what's her name from Star Trek? The one who had the feelings.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Deanna Troi.
Yes.
There you go.
She was there. I saw her. I was like, oh.
That's not her real name. That's just a character.
Yeah. But while she was at that, he's like, I would love to hang out with you. I have my son. Would you like to hang out with us today? And I'm like, of course, Brent. You know, so we went to Dennis the Menace, and you know, we just talked the whole time, and he's just such a nice guy. But he did Strike Force Morituri. He did the very first X-Men graphic novel, the one with Magneto and the Die Muti thing where they're hanging. It's a very like Holocaust kind of story, and he also did a ton of the Astro City books, and he put me in one of those books.
Yeah, you are. Well, you're in 2 books, aren't you not? You're in that, and then you're also in a TMNT book.
Well, no, that was one where he drew me as a character in Astro City.
Okay.
So it's like my character Lily, he actually drew me at the convention in a story in Astro City, and then there's a guy walking around with my Lily shirt on there. So I'm like, awesome. Oh my god, my character's been in a DC book.
That's
right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's rad.
And I'm like, why can't it be Marvel? No.
You son of a bitch. Fuck you.
I just ran onto an X-Men book that he did too. It's the one where Man-Thing, there's a Despair is on the cover, and Man-Thing is like burning someone. I always liked Man-Thing too, but anyway, Brent Anderson, that guy's pure gold. I will tell you one funny story. So if you don't know, I have used marijuana in the past, and
you don't
I know
the devil's lettuce.
It wasn't legal at the time.
You changed.
I grew a beard.
I don't even know you.
Yeah, it's like I finally could grow a beard after I stopped smoking marijuana. Weird. I have a friend who could not go anywhere without smoking. So the car trip up, I'm pretty much not. I'm just getting a contact high. We get up to the WonderCon. We're parked at the top. And he's like, here, just have some. And I'm like, fine. Boom. I'm now like Johnny Depp in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And I'm going to the convention.
This is Bat Country.
Oh my God. I go into the convention, like get our badges or whatever. And I'm walking and I hear, hey Butch. And I look over and there's Brent Anderson. And
No.
I am literally out of my mind.
You just hugged him. This is con country.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, why aren't you wearing clothes? I'm all, I have a beard. He's all, you can't grow facial hair. No. Anyway, I felt so awkward. I felt terrible about that whole thing because I was like, he knows.
And you never touched it again after that.
No, I did. Like right after. But yeah.
The whole car ride home.
Anyway, I always felt bad every time I would see Brent. I would
Who was the hot ticket when you were going to the cons, Deadpool?
Let's see.
Because you ran into Billy D. Williams.
Yeah, that was probably the one that I remember the most because as a kid, I remember about 5 or 6. My cousins Andy and my tio Richard took me to I think Santa Rosa, or maybe it was up in Roseville, but they had taken us to like this weekend convention, and I remember there was a picture that I saw of Spider-Man because at that time, that was what the live action Spider-Man was really popular.
1978,
something like that. Yeah, I think that's because I remember seeing that picture. But again, I was so little that I don't remember where I was at. But when I was older, my first con was when I got a chance to take my son, and we had gone to the Santa Rosa Convention Center, and that one is where I met Billy D. Williams. I'd actually run into him. I didn't get to meet him. I'd bump shoulders with him, and he's like, yeah, that was quite embarrassing. But he was a cool guy.
He was very nice and smooth.
Yeah, he was very cool. He was like, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. He's like, no problem. And like, he just
Colt 45.
Yeah, he's like, here, have one on me. I'm like, thanks. Not on you. Whoa, jeez. Run, Isaac, run. But no, that was really cool. And I did remember seeing the line to get like signatures from him because you can get a signature picture, have him sign it, and then you could do a photo with him. But like, it was $80 for one line and then $120 for the other line. So I'm pretty sure he was.
And this one you get to dress up like Slave Leia.
Yeah. You had to. That was a prerequisite.
To take you for a nice Parmesan.
There was a question from No Names. Was there anyone you met at cons that was absolutely horrible talking to?
Ooh.
So
No,
what's
not
that?
me.
What's the guy who was in the Clockwork Orange?
Roddy
McDowell. Anthony. No, he was also in the Halloween.
I think I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
he was the doctor or the psychiatrist. I'll look him up.
I want to say Anthony or something. Anyway, who cares?
Yeah. He was a dick.
When I was working up in Washington, they had
Malcolm McDowell.
Malcolm McDowell. There you go. They had the very first and probably last Zombie Con. And George Romero was going to be there, and Malcolm McDowell, and blah blah blah. And I didn't go there to see him, but I saw him.
Right.
And somebody walked. He was like completely alone, and he's sitting at his table, and he's looking very just not happy. And he's like pulls out his little flip phone, shows how the era. He's all
Scotty
Cypher. I need a line out of here. Yeah, this guy walks up and he's like, hi, da, da, da. He's like, wow, piss off or something. I'm
Dang.
like, whoa, easy,
Dang.
killer, easy. Yeah, he didn't seem very cool. Other than that, Gene Simmons was kind of a dick. But
Really?
That's kind of expected
Yeah.
of Gene Simmons, though, right?
yeah,
Like the dude. I mean, here's the thing. What do you both, as individuals, what do you think honestly makes somebody be so fed up? Because I'll say this: I've been to enough cons behind tables where I have observed how people can be at cons. One of the number one things that fucking annoys me the most, it was at not Fanime, it was Phoenix Fan Fusion in Phoenix, Arizona, and we had drove Thomas and myself had driven about 15 hours
Damn.
straight. So I drove from here to LA to go picked him up in LA, and then we went straight there. and then we fell asleep in a Waffle House parking lot.
That's easy to do.
Absolutely.
Especially after some nice waffles.
And the thing that I think was annoying the most was, I mean, that's where we met Tom Kenny, we met the Pink Power Ranger, we made a whole bunch of them, and they were Amy Jo Johnson. That's her name. What's his name? Ray Stevens.
Yes,
Ray
that's
Parks?
Clay's. No, Ray Stevens or Ray Parks.
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. Ray Parks.
Yeah, him. He was extremely nice. He was super cool. But you would get these people coming up into the booths. I remember seeing this specific Lego builder, and it was a group of guys. They had brought in all these things where you're like, God damn, dude, that's fucking impressive. And some fucking dickhead dressed up as Goku, very flabby, by the way, no shirt on, fucking starts screaming, "Ha! Ha!" And they would do that for 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
And the way the face that Butch is making right now, and the face that you can't see underneath the mask for a Deadpool, that's a perfect shot. They would make these terrible faces because most of these guys are hyper nerds where they want no conflict. Right. So they get kind of pushed around that these cosplayers don't want to fucking, they don't care.
Yeah.
So you do that, and then you do enough cons, and you see people and how they can get touchy-feely. I get that portion of why people can be shitty. That dude, I just straight up threatened, and he fucking left, so that's fine.
Definitely working
apparently,
behind
yeah.
tables.
Apparently, I'm stronger than Goku.
Yeah.
But from that point, I can see where people let fame get to their head, or where they let ignorance get to their head. But from your point of view, why do you think people become so shitty? Because at some point, you have to remember that everybody's time can be their first time.
Right.
You know, trying to meet you or loving the work that you've done. Neil Adams was kind of that way when we met him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he was just like, I know how it is. Like,
I know how great I am.
Yeah,
I've seen
100%.
Neil
Oh, yeah.
Adams a bunch.
Yeah, he is absolutely. Oh, he was that way. Yeah.
God bless your soul.
Yes.
Yeah, he was he could be a very condescending type gentleman. All I know is this: I have been behind tables, working tables, and people can be fucking assholes. You know.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
But my thing was like, I had way more positive experiences with people. There were definitely people that would come up and go like, "Oh, I would have done this different." Well, good. Go make your own fucking book and buy your own fucking table.
Right.
I don't need to hear about it. But no, I mean, just think about in your day, walking around the con. By the fourth day, I'm ready to fucking murder people because people stink.
Yes.
They're rude. They step on your feet. They bump into you. They're farting all the time. You know,
Sorry.
I took my wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, to WonderCon because I'm like, I want to show you my world.
I want to show you
So
the
this was,
world.
she met a lot of my friends up there that are indie artists and things like that, and just a lot of people really cool. Now, there's a woman who was probably is like, take a freaking, like a broom and put a Star Trek dress on it.
Okay.
Just like a very, nothing special, and her face looked like it
Like
could
a
make
Vulcan.
like it could make a train take a dirt road. You know, it's like
Jesus.
so this guy comes up and literally pushes my wife, who is very attractive and very friendly and very kind, pushes her out of the way so he can take pictures of this person in a Star Trek uniform so he can go home and, you know, take care of the whole dolphin fiasco. Anyway, that was her. She was getting stepped on and things like that, and then that's making me mad. But yeah, there were 3 occasions. One where I was like, the next person that bumps into me, I'm gonna fucking just give him one.
It was a kid with polio.
No, it was Mark Hamill. It was Mark Hamill.
Oh.
Yeah, and I turn around and I'm looking down at Luke Skywalker, and his face is like in horror because I must have looked really
Right.
like I didn't have a beard. I
You
had
look like
just like chin
Chewbacca.
hair. He's all, "Oh my God, is that Aquanet?" And I'm all, "Yes, it is." He turned around and just took off. He zigzagged out, and I was like, "I scared a Jedi." Fuck yeah! The other one was Jim Lee. Jim Lee
shit.
banged into me, very rude, and I'm like, "Motherfucker!" Oh, Jim Lee, you cocksucker.
Jim, what did I tell you about being a dickhead?
And then the other one was fucking the fake father of Batman. Who's the fake father of Batman?
Which Batman?
The original Batman. Who's the fake creator of Batman?
Oh, Bob Kane.
Yes. That's another fucking asshole.
Well, he was legendarily a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah.
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 For anybody that's never seen the documentary, it is still on Amazon, I believe. It's called Bill and Batman, about Bill Finger's story, which is a phenomenal one. If you have Amazon Prime, watch it. It is great.
I second that.
Yes.
Actually, if you're on Prime, also look up the Dave Stevens documentary. That guy is amazing.
What is he working on?
Dave Stevens created Rocketeer.
Oh, shit. Oh, hey.
Also from, was it Star Quest 25? Okay, so rudest celebrity I've ever met was Brushes of Doom, says
I second that.
All right.
Why do you think Chris is wearing the mask?
No comment, so I can keep my job.
He's hiding. Chris is hiding his bruises. He's got black eyes. Those aren't marks on his Deadpool mask. Those are black eyes. Yeah, the man's literally pissing his pants.
Ray Park was worth it. He's a stand-up dude, says Darth Legatus. Let's see. Mr. City says the fans don't have an excuse, but celebrities are still people at the end of the day. They have good and they have bad days just like us. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
They're people.
He also says, unfortunately, my worst interaction was with Danielle Harris. I've been told she's the sweetest, but I saw a very dark side of her.
Who's Danielle Harris?
Is that the girl who was in the Halloween movie?
I'll look
she
her
was
up.
the little clown.
And
at the
also,
end?
Tony Todd was kind of a dick. And No Name says you brought fear. You brought fear to the chosen one. Oh man. Darth Legata says, "What is it like to be married to a celebrity, Susan? Fucking amazing and a nightmare. It's like watching the Garbage Pail Kids. You want to like it, but you can't.
It's like watching the Garbage Pail Kids kick the shit out of the Disney princesses.
Oh man.
Oh man. So real quick, we have a special podcast next week that we are not going to. We're not going to have a normal pod up next week because we are recording the Valentine's Day Pod War. Yeah. And we have some new pivot teams that are going to be in on this year since we are switching things up. And we are going to have some pretty fun games. Do know that anybody that is watching right now, watch the boys, especially this guy here and this guy right here, to know if you get a chance to win a $250 gift card to the Sanctorum. If they play, if you can get their team to play for you, whoever wins right now, the reigning champion at the table is Butcher Brand from the Midnight Butchers, one of the older teams. This year, he is going to be teaming up with a pivot player, as well as Chris will be teaming up with a pivot player.
Yep.
So we will have that. Let's see. He makes me sign his headshots every night. Crying emoji.
Is that the big head or the little head?
They're both big.
Oh,
meow, 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 meow. Oh man!
You know how you have the panther?
Yes.
Mine is the meow meow meow.
Fucking.
Oh shit.
All the way to Yum Yum Town.
Butcher's Kitten Mitty.
Kitten medieval out your ass.
Let's see. Well, there was another one. Was who was your first comic book crush? Says Darth Legatus.
Oh.
He's all Ray Parker.
This one.
Oh, hold on. Let's see. There we go.
Who is that?
That's
is that
Rogue.
Simba?
Simba.
I can't see that part. You know what's funny is I got Adam. You know who Adam Hughes is?
Yes,
Only one of the
absolutely.
best illustrators of our day, and he draws women like amazing. And who do you think I got him to draw? Like getting him to do a pencil commission now. I can't even imagine what that would cost.
Yeah.
$50 for me at the time because he wasn't, he was coming up.
Right.
Guess who I asked him to draw? Rogue.
Yes.
And I said, with no clothes on. So you know what he did? He drew her nude, but she's wearing a jacket and she's pulling it like this.
Oh, that's awesome.
How old were you?
Fucking 46. No. Oh, I was early 20s.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you still have that?
Oh yeah.
Man, I've told you, man, I cannot wait till one day you get to put up your own office and see some of these things that you have.
I'm gonna charge admission at that dollar.
But
It's like, where'd you get that giant penny, and how the fuck did you fit it in here?
he's if you want to know, there's an admission for that story too.
That's right. Slide down the bat pole. Free entry.
Oh man. Okay, so what has been going on in the news, Mr. Dadpool?
Oh, let's see. What was the latest thing I saw about Chris? Is it Chris Miller and Philip Lord? Those are the guys that did Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
They have been tapped possibly to help out with the Secret Wars movies for Marvel now. Which, for those that watch those two movies that they worked on, I mean, obviously they can handle the multiverse and that kind of thing. So hopefully we'll get a good story, because I think that one of the things that we keep hearing about, everybody complaining right now, is that all these Marvel shows and these movies that are coming out, they're up and down, up and down. And, you know, we're waiting for Marvel to come out with something that's like, Marvel's back. You know, like we keep getting all these like, okay, it's coming. But
Guess
we
who's
haven't.
back? Milk the giraffe.
Yeah. I mean, so like this year, all we have is what? Just Deadpool is the only real movie that they're pushing out.
Who is that?
But at the same time, is that going to be a good thing? Because we are in this you know, mode of too much superhero.
You almost turned into Mario Brothers. Just like, it's a you know, it's a good thing. Huh? Is it a good thing? Huh?
It's a moo. It's a moo.
It's a living.
It's a living.
Did you watch Echo?
Yeah.
I saw up to where the fake Daredevil fight happened. After
Yeah.
that, and then I stopped it because I was doing shit, and I can't watch a movie about a deaf person because I have to actually
deaf
watch it. I
person
can't just
fighting
like. There's no
the blind
talking
guy?
going on. Yeah. Is that they should be canceled for that shit? Maybe not.
No, Mr.
Anyway,
Mr. City goes like we keep getting we keep getting cash grab shows and movies.
Yeah.
I feel like that is absolutely what's happening because they've fired allegedly, and I shouldn't say allegedly, it's actually been proven, but like the comment that Ryan Reynolds made the other day of how it was his executive decision to take out Tatiana, who plays She-Hulk, and they wanted her to be the biggest cameo in Deadpool, as well as have a huge 15-minute run in the movie. And he was like, absolutely not. He fired the new X-Men team because they were gentrifying a bunch of them. Good. And then secondly was the fact that they wanted to go with a certain way with their cash grabs. And Ryan was like, no, dude, like if you're gonna have a bastion of 25 years put together the original 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that really kind of pioneered the way, give the older fans what they want, and then go from there. Because if you're trying to cash in on money, go to the people that actually have the money. The new generation can always have what they have, but
Right.
I don't think kids, we talked about this with the Marvel thing, I don't think kids are going to appreciate Marvel in the next 5 years, let alone DC, because like comics don't really. So you work at Intergalactic. For a lot of people that don't know, Chris is also he's our comic manager, but he's also a manager over at Intergalactic Imports, another amazing toy and comic shop. Do you see a lot more comics selling, or do you see a lot more toys selling?
It's a mod podge of both, because it depends on the story. I know that I see a lot more of our Marvel clients come in on a weekly basis, picking up their books because the stories are engaging. DC, not so much, but that's mainly a logistical problem because Lunar can't get their stuff together, and for whatever reason, we don't seem to get our books consistently, so that affects that part of the sales. But when it comes to like other comics, I mean, our manga does really well in that stop, so we have two different types of demographics that come in on a weekly basis. I think I see more manga get sold than I do comics, because comics, the only day that I see them getting sold is on Wednesday, new release day. You know, I have my regulars that come in, they have the pull list, they come in and pick up their books, and then I have the people that come in every week just to see what we've got. But that's it. But all throughout the rest of the week, it's, you know, it's always somebody coming in for the new manga. They're asking, did you get this new one in? So, toys, that's another thing. Like McFarlane just got this new contract, I guess, with Marvel. They're going to start doing some Marvel figures, allegedly. But one of the things that a lot of the collectors are coming out and they're complaining about is that McFarlane just upped their prices. So he just released this DC Legends line that has all the main characters, the Superman, Wonder Woman, whatever, and they're all in their classic uniforms, but they're charging that went from $29, now they're bumped it all the way up to $39.95 or $39.99 for a figure. And so a lot of the collectors are like, dude, these were figures you guys were pumping out 3 years ago that were $16, $17.
I'll wait and get these at Ross.
Yeah, and that's what's happening is like now they're putting out all these figures that everybody wants, but nobody wants to pay the heavy price. Number one, you can't find them. Number two, when they do find them, it's usually through another collector or a scalper that just jack the prices up. So, fuck it at that point.
Flipper Squad.
We'll wait for Ross and Marshalls to have them for like, $10, $15.
They're
$3
offloading
or
so
$3
much over there right now.
Yeah.
You can find $20 figures for like $4.
Yeah, it's insane. So, but
Don't go there right now because I'm getting your Christmas gifts.
yeah,
It's a good thing in January. Huh?
yeah,
That's right.
That's right.
Lost it on them shits.
Let's see.
Unless they're really expensive collectibles, then I get something
Well,
else for
they
you.
had some helmets. They had Star Wars helmets that were showing up at some of the Ross. Yes, lightsabers. Some of the lightsabers we sell for
Wow.
like $3.15. They had them for $40, $50.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's John fucking triple piling on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, finally.
He's like, I'm going to build a house out of these.
Look at my interior lighting.
Yeah. He's like, I can't wait to own my own slaves. Some black lady turns around. He goes, Slave Leia! Slave Leia!
He's all, oh, you got a girlfriend? No, I built her out of helmets.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That would be John. Hey, what's
Why's
up,
that one
Pep?
got a lightsaber?
Yeah, exactly.
It's Mace.
Double-ended.
Apparently, that is Mace Windu.
Hey, what's going on, Pep?
What's
I know
up,
these
Peppy?
guys. Okay, so let's see. Mr. City says, I honestly think Ryan is doing his best to keep it alive. He definitely shows that he is a fan first.
Oh,
Right. Absolutely.
No Name Collects said, let me see. I'm sorry. Okay, No Name Collects goes, I wish DC got more love. Mr. City goes, please ignore Green Lantern movies. Sorry, Mr. Reynolds. You definitely slipped there. But it wasn't. But see, I don't believe that at all.
No.
Because he didn't have any power back then.
Right.
Blade Trinity in that movie, he had no fucking power.
And he was the best part.
Yeah, he was the best part of that fucking movie, dude. And at the end of the day, it's not going to be on him. If you want to hate anybody, hate the writer.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I asked No Name Collects because he's a little bit younger. To respect his name and his privacy, I'm not going to say what it is, but he is
Shecky Wilson.
Yeah, Shecky Wilson. He technically is my nephew / cousin. I'm from the South, so both one and the same.
That's right. That's his Uncle Daddy.
Yeah, exactly. But I asked him, I go, you are from a younger generation. How do you feel about comic book movies? Because this is a kid who actually gives a shit about the creators. He goes to all the cons. He saves all his money. This kid will constantly ask me through DM specifically, hey man, would you be interested in this? Can you please share this? He truly is old school that he earns his way to get into.
I got respect for that kid.
Absolutely.
Because I've seen some of the books he's holding.
Oh yeah, dude, absolutely. And you know what? His phenomenal mother and his awesome father, they raised a great kid, him and his sister. But like, he appreciates what we appreciate, but the movies are different because he's grown up in a time where comic books are rampant,
Right.
versus we did. And I said, how does your age group feel about them in general? He goes, I feel that people my age don't really watch superhero movies for nostalgia like you guys. Said more for entertainment and don't really care about the accuracy.
That sounds true.
Preston flatly goes, what's up, Preston? He goes, Wesley Snipes CGIs. And he goes,
That's the IRS following me.
and
CGI me in there. We got a CGI me in this movie.
my one true weakness as Blade, it's you, the IRS.
It's the 1099.
Vampire 1099. He goes, and manga is really big right now. I'd argue that mangas are bigger than comics for people my age, which is so true. Because I mean, we make more money off of manga than anything else outside of the back issues because we're more of a back issue place.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, like, what was considered old when you guys were growing up? As far as like when you were watching TV as a kid, what were the old movies that you were like, man, that's my old man stuff?
Anything that was black and white, because we were blessed with color.
What the
color
no.
TVs.
I had a black and white TV in my room.
No, but I'm saying you had
Everything
access to
was black and white. Even the Jeffersons, even
that's true.
Three's Company.
If you were
everything.
fortunate enough to have a TV in your room, I did.
Oh,
and
look out! It's Richard Rich.
Yeah, it was a black and white TV, but the living room TV was usually color. And
dude,
so
we had a TV in every room of our house except for the bathroom, which I'm surprised we didn't. Probably because they'd kick it in the bathtub. Hey, you dumb sucker!
I'm gonna watch this in the tub.
Yeah, even better. I just remember like the Lone Ranger. My mom would talk about the Lone Ranger, and she would actually talk about the radio shows because my parents were from the early part of the 1900s. You know, coming out on the old wagon.
Yes, and my dad
came in over on the Mayflower.
Yeah, your dad's same age. So yeah, you know.
Well, he would be. He's dead.
Yeah. Well, my mom's also dead. So
they're high-fiving right now.
Right there. Look at our fat boys. They're doing so good.
Real quick, I cannot help but the conversation that Biff, to anyone that does not know Biff is one of the artists that worked here for quite a while, and he is also one of my oldest friends from South County here in California. And we were talking about what it was like to be oblivious as a kid because you're not paying attention to shit, and how my mom was trying to learn martial arts at some point. I was like, yeah, my mom, she's training with Billy Blanks himself. Are you sure that's Billy Blanks? Well, he's black. I mean, he's cool. But man, she doesn't want me to be at the house because she doesn't want me to get too deadly, you know, with all this stuff. I mean, she sometimes fights 3 or 4 guys, but she's got to be really good because she never has any bruises and they're really tired.
She said, if the hat's on the doorknob of the dojo, go down to the Quickie Mart. Get yourself a hush puppy.
Oh, fucking A.
No, get yourself an icy. We don't have Slurpees here.
Yeah, exactly.
Slush puppy.
The
slush puppies.
Yeah, we had slush puppies.
We don't have 7-Elevens. It was slush puppies.
Oh man,
at the
Jesus
store.
Christ. Oh, dude. No, but I mean, it's so interesting how like that was considered old. What was considered
welcome
old?
to the dojo.
Yeah.
I could just imagine that.
He's a welcome to the Dong Dojo, boy.
So, I thought I was getting a black belt. Oh, you're getting it, all right.
It's a black belt.
Welcome to Daryl's Dong Dojo.
That's right.
You got to earn your brown belt first.
That belt's on the ground. And so are these pants.
Oh man. Day Bones. Oh man, I asked to the chat. I said, what was the worst comic book movie of all time? And they all responded with, let's see, Howard the Duck, Eternal. I want to see, Eternals. I want to see that when it comes out with a couple of friends. I swear, 3 fell asleep. Oh, I went with the friends, and 3 fell asleep with me. And the other one was awake and was playing Pokemon Go. Goddamn.
He's catching them all. What kind of a theater was this? I was catching this one thing. It was like
it
was all
looked like a sea cucumber.
It was slimy at the end.
No. That's my little nephew.
Oh, never mind.
It was a Pokemon.
It was a dojo. It was a dojo.
God damn it, Davon.
The hat was on the doorknob, you dummy. Do not catch the Pokemons.
Oh man, Steel was Shaq. That was a movie I remember watching as a kid and being like, it was cool, but I mean, again, with the Mandela effect, that I truly believe I watched.
You watched a good movie.
No. Sinbad. Being
Shazam. Yeah.
Dude. I remember.
Well, there was a movie with Shaq called Kazam.
Kazam, and I saw that too.
There was Kazam.
I saw both because I remember. And here's the thing about the Mandela effect, right? The whole conversation about that stuff is every time a studio competes with another studio, it's because 2 billionaires want to have a competition about what they're doing. And so if you think about it, that competition is well, we're gonna make a magician movie. So you have The Illusionist, and you have what was the other one with?
A genie.
No. The
No, I
Illusionist,
know what you're talking about.
Um,
One had Edward Norton in it.
yeah, that was The
Oh.
Illusionist. And then let's see.
Was that
Well,
the
that's
one
what
with Hugh Jackman?
Yeah,
Yes, and then
they were.
No. That's the let's see, Illusionist.
And the contortionist. He could make his head disappear by sticking it up his ass.
The Prestige.
The Prestige.
Yes,
that
that
was
was
the
an-
Hugh Jackman.
That was a great one as
Yeah.
well with Nikola Tesla.
And so the other one had Christian Bale with his twin brother.
Yes.
Right, okay.
And so, from my perspective, it's like you've always seen where they're like, "Oh my God, the Grinch is coming out," but then they have 3 Grinch.
Then they
movies.
have the Crunch.
And
the Crunch.
4 Pinocchio movies came out at one time, and Guillermo del Toro's rendition killed it. So a lot of people say that the reason the Mandela effect doesn't make sense when people are saying it's not real, like the Fruit of the Loom thing going on right now on TikTok, where some woman found a record
Right.
that there was a cornucopia.
Yep.
I remember a
Yeah,
cornucopia.
they
I do
say that there was never ever a cornucopia on Fruit of the Loom, and this lady goes, "Okay, cool." So she went back in records and she found one, and they're saying that a lot of government people are doing it because they want to see how they can alter certain things
Right.
and what we can.
So
and
that's
can't.
basically
Disinformation.
1984.
Yeah.
When
Right.
they go back and they're
Yes.
rewriting everything.
And so from that point,
Wait a minute. Who the fuck are you guys?
my name's Davon.
Davon.
Dong
And
Dojo.
you're- Are you Ray Ray?
Yeah,
Oh!
Davon's Dong Dojo.
It's a Dongjo.
So-
Dongjo Unchained.
So this lady basically challenged Fruit of the Loom and said, "Cool. So you never had it?" And they go, "We've never owned that and done it ever." She goes, "Cool. So I'm going to start producing T-shirts with that logo, and it'll just say the cornucopia, and it says, you know, and if you really never owned it or never was your thing, you can't sue me for it." And now she's making bank, and Fruit of the Loom is not happy about that.
Fuck 'em.
You know, so I do believe that they made 2 genie movies at the same time, Shazam and Kazam.
I want to say that. I
I
don't
do
know if they'd
remember
get
that.
away with calling it Shazam though,
Yeah.
because that
I
and
mean,
maybe that's
they
why
would be litigated.
maybe
against
that's
for
why they
that.
had to pull all those movies or trying to
Maybe.
get them erased because that's a
They're all,
that's a
"We-
copyright.
We got this guy Levi in the future. We look through the magic spectacles, and we know he's gonna lose his
Leviticus.
shit on TikTok.
man.
Leviticus.
But Steel was one of those movies where I for some reason,
I wanted to like.
I
that.
wanted to like it so badly. And you know what I liked more than that? Blank Man.
Yeah.
Blank Man and Meteor Man. Those 2 were at the same time I was watching Bebe's Kids and all
Meteor
that.
Man is rough.
It is,
Oh,
but
it's
to
rough.
a 4-year-old, it
Oh,
was
yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
cool.
I mean, yeah, I get it.
Okay, let's see. Let's go with Love Those Movies.
I liked Steel the comic. I liked that character. I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
it was
Henry?
cool. Yeah,
yeah.
and I was like, oh yeah, Shaq. I could see that.
Let's see. The Last Starfighter.
Summertime.
The Last Starfighter was solid. Let's see.
Oh yeah, I would love. You know what? I would love.
I
to
watched
see
that
them,
not that long ago.
I would love to see them do a sequel to that or bring it back.
Fucking so No Name Collects goes, Shaq was in a superhero movie. And Darth Legatus goes, gonna log off, have a good night, stay hydrated. Prestige Batman, Wolverine, and then
Yeah, Wolverine Origins was
Darth
rough.
Legatus stayed around and goes, Jesus, we're old. Alex Rivera, hey Rivers,
What up?
anyone want a Paul Dini signed sticky note? Did you-
Written in white.
yeah.
It's real sticky.
People love or hate movies. One of my favorite martial arts movies is Kung Pao. Enter the Fist, absolutely.
I hate that.
You
fucking-
really?
I hated
Why?
that.
Why did you hate it? Well,
So,
let me. Hold on. Can I guess, please?
You won't guess.
Okay. I would say the only reason I think you would hate it, besides the fact that you love kung fu movies, like you love anything that has to do with traditional movies, is that you are a blatant racist.
Guilty.
Sorry, dude. Oh man, he's shucking and jiving. I know. I've seen that before.
Hey,
No, why? Why?
that's where I grew up. Okay, I was really sick, and I was like in bed for a couple days, and I played that to watch it, to have something entertain me. And I felt so bad, and it was just not the thing for me at that time. And that guy, although he worked with, he's a Odenkirk, not Odekirk, like Bob from Mr. Show and Better Call Saul. They don't like each other. They're like, I read maybe they're lovers now. I don't know. Who cares? But he worked with Jim Carrey and wrote. I'm pretty sure he did Ace Ventura.
Oh shit.
With them, but yeah, it's like, just wasn't my. And then they did all those stupid, like, they'd put that face on everything.
Yeah.
And then Blockbuster had like a shit ton of those stupid movies where it was like, you know, I'm a tongue with a face, and I was like, I hate all this crap. Like, there's no coming back. And probably because I'm a racist.
Yeah, Kung Pao Enter the Fist. I always enjoyed that, but again, I remember there was a kid that invited me to his birthday party to go watch it. He invited like 20 people. This kid's name was Justin. Him and I never liked each other growing up, ever. As we got older, he actually was a pretty decent dude. I mean, I don't say that in the way of like he was mean. We never got along with each other. And one day, I don't know why the fuck I got invited to his birthday party, but I went. And this is one of those moments where you think about yourself as a kid and you cringe. But we went to go watch this fucking movie, and I remember everyone was like, oh yeah, we're gonna pay for everyone's fucking popcorn and their stuff. I ordered the biggest fucking order I possibly
He's like,
could.
do you guys have lobster? And
oh man, I got, because
what's a fillet mignon?
I had ended up getting a large popcorn with Reese's Pieces and a large soda, which, I mean, at the time,
It was served in a bathtub.
Yes.
It was that size.
Yeah.
no, but I felt like such a dick, you know, because it was the single mom. trying to
Everyone
take care of
else
this.
got one box of the fucking dots.
Yes.
And I want the green one.
They were sharing
dude.
boxes of candy.
Hey, put your hand in a heart again. What, dude? Look at that.
Whoa!
It does little hearts. wait. Put your thumbs up. Wait. Put one thumb up. Oh yeah. That's weird.
That's cool.
How about this?
I want to see if that shows up on the actual live feed. But yeah, I kept thinking that somebody was Zoom. I guess it's you guys.
I heart you guys.
Oh, it does do it on the live stream. Holy shit. Oh man.
Wait, what's this mic turning into?
Oh, that's fucking funny. Oh man, but yeah, I felt bad about that. But that movie, it's definitely an acquired taste.
This AI shit.
Yes.
It's just gone over the edge.
I mean, at the end of at this point, dude, the only reason I don't fear AI is because I'm not even that important on fucking Instagram for them to care about me.
Oh, I am.
Hey, every time I ask Siri to do something at the end, I always say please and thank you. That's
No, it's all seriously.
Chris, real quick,
Yes.
go ahead and do the heart over your face.
Let's see, like this.
Yeah. Let's see.
Why does mine look like a chipmunk?
How come it doesn't do it with Chris?
Because you're a
have no
heartbreaker.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
pretty much.
Do it one more time. Go ahead.
I don't know, maybe because I'm not making the.
Maybe because your hands look like somebody with fucking some kind of a birth defect.
I'll try that one.
There you
Oh,
go.
there
It's
you
all
go.
heart.
Did it do it?
It's all. What about this?
Let's see. Does
Strip
it work?
club.
Does it work if I do this? Bing. No. Man, it's just you. Oh man, that's your superpower.
It's all heart of a racist. Activate.
Oh man, that's fucking funny.
It's Glorfin time.
Oh man, but
Oh my god.
Wow. It is Glorfin time.
what was the worst comic book movie that you guys ever grew up watching in general? Like, if you had to put it in your top number one, you don't.
I
care
remember The Punisher being pretty bad. The one with
Yeah,
Dolph
with
Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
Why?
Wasn't like it was not The Punisher. to
Yeah,
me.
it felt like it was Dolph Lundgren with colored hair and machine guns.
Yeah. And what was the dude's name that was with him? Who was in like all the Iron Eagle movies?
Lou Gossett Jr.
Lou Gossett Jr.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, not even Lou
Yeah, that
Gossett
was-
could save us.
No.
What about you, Dad?
God.
The pancreas.
Yeah.
You never watched a comic book movie in your life.
No, it's
He's all She-Hulk.
yeah. Well,
No, that was
too
my
bad.
favorite.
That was a good one. That was a good
No,
one.
I like the She-Hulk show.
I
I'm the one.
I definitely like She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Um,
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk is nice.
I do
I don't know.
declare.
The only thing I can think of is just like the Wolverine movie, the Origins one. How horrible that CGI was.
Really?
Yeah. Just
Oh wow!
The
Just
one
the-
with
I've never heard
with-
anyone say that.
the
Why?
one with Deadpool in it.
like that first interpretation
Oh,
of Deadpool.
I'm
yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
Wait, is that the same as the Wolverine?
No, Wolverine Origins. No,
Oh,
the,
okay,
the,
sorry,
the
sorry.
Wolverine, the one that he did in Japan when he's over there. With
That one's cool.
That's an awesome one.
Yeah.
That was a better version of Logan and Wolverine. But that Wolverine Origins movie is like so hard
So
to like.
rough.
It was.
I remember getting a copy of that when it was the CGI wasn't finished, and they had like really bad 3D like modeling things just taking the place of things, and like none of the final effects were done, and I was like, this movie's dog shit. And then the other day I was here and I was watching the front or whatever, and I'm like, I'm gonna put that on, and that movie's dog shit. Even with the CGI, I'm like, oh god, this is bad.
Yeah, that was a
doo-doo.
hard one to watch.
That one had what's his name from Black Eyed Peas, right? He was like a
Mhm,
teleporter.
mhm. Yeah.
And who was the Asian dude? That was like weapons. He was like, was he,
He was
like
always like a doctor. He
he
always
was-
plays a doctor or some.
he was like a
evil-
blade master, but
Yeah.
also could shoot.
No, he basically.
What is that
he was-
character?
He was Deadshot. He was supposed to be a Deadshot in the sense of like he could do anything. Let's see. Does
He's
this
all,
camera?
I am
Or-
technically called Shot Dead because Deadshot is a DC character.
Yeah.
well, I know.
Was it Bullseye?
No. He was.
He's all, I'm Brown Eye.
Yellow
I'll shoot
Eye.
you in your chocolate starfish. Pow, 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 pow. Meow, meow, meow. Oh, shit. He's here. Meow, meow, meow. Not that guy. He's got that very
No,
tiny hat on.
Remember because he would. Logan goes on that motorcycle and says, "You're pretty heavy," and fucking he tries to shoot at him the entire time.
Yeah.
He has basically Deadshot's abilities, but they don't really say what he does. I'll have to look him up right now.
He ruins jackets.
Hey, what's going on? We have Dan Midnight. Let's see.
What's
Jeff.
up, Dan?
Is Hef? Oh, wait, is that Joff? Oh, what the fuck? How's it going, Julian? What's going on, man? He's like, Telan. So there was there was this lady that when we were growing up, Julian or Joff was the bass player in a band that I played with called the Riot Society. Phenomenal bass player, one of the funniest fucking dudes I ever grew up with, and just a genuinely fucking pretty fucking rad guy. And this lady would always come in to the apartment complex we lived in, and she would yell from the top of her fucking lungs. Now, take in mind, we're a bunch of teenagers playing punk rock ska music in a like in a small room under an apartment.
Oh,
like
shit.
poor fucking people, right?
Right.
And ironically, you know who lived there? That fucking Justin guy. Fuck that dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
like, I want my popcorn money back. My mama whipped my ass so bad that night.
He earned it when he fucking
Why
heard us
didn't you
play.
just eat the fucking dots?
So my mom had this friend, and she was this little Hispanic lady, super nice, but she didn't know where I was, so she would just yell in front of all 18 apartments.
Oh, shit.
And she would use. So my real name is Esteban for a lot of people that don't know, or Steven. But like, it's funny because the first thing that fucking happens is you hear Esteban. Esteban! And you would have to stop playing so I could go out there and poorly unbelligerently fucking speaking terrible Spanglish, trying to tell her like my mom's not here.
I am playing you
Japanese,
with the
fool.
frenzos. Mucho bizio.
Oh man.
Don't put an O on it. Just talk louder. She'll
Fucking
understand.
Pep said that Dadpool likes everything, so it's a 8.5 for him.
Absolutely.
Fuck
Oh
yeah.
man, what's it called? Yeah, 100%. He can confirm. He says. Dan Midnight says Batman and Robin. Everybody chill.
Yeah,
Everybody
that
has
was a-
nipples.
I fucking love that movie, dude. But again, it was the age that it came out for me. Fuck, how old were we? Batman and Robin. Let's see.
I had been like 21.
Robin.
I think it was the 95.
97.
97. Okay.
So 97, I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
Joff and I were 8, and so yeah, dude. That to me, that
I was in the theater. I watched that shit.
Yeah, I watched it.
did you, the only reason why I think any of those movies really worked for me was specifically because that was a time where, especially at that age, I was rewatching all the Adam West Batman stuff.
Yeah, so it was very loud and colorful.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Over the top.
Yeah. So I mean, and then again, like a fucking street that has nothing but neon. I was like, how do they do it? Not realizing that it was just black lights. Well, man, this city has a really good budget for black lights in this back alleyway.
And these gangs are so forward thinking with their black light makeup.
And they're all dressed like fucking WWE and F
Yes.
fucking guys.
Yeah,
Their tassels.
No.
Yeah. Look out, it's the Batman. Oh, and I was like, oh my God.
Batman, suck it.
You ain't Batman, you're Bat Boy. Oh, come on. I mean, the fucking thing.
His nipples just
Check
scratched
out these
me.
nips.
Going to Northridge, not Northridge. I'm sorry. Going to the 7 theater. So you had Northridge 7 and Northridge 14. 14 was the good theater in Salinas. That was by the mall.
By Toys R Us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the 7 was the ghetto fucking one.
I went to
all the
that
way
one. I'm pretty sure I went to that
Yeah.
one and saw Twin Peaks. It's like, what are these white people doing here? I'm white? What the fuck are you talking about?
This color my whole life.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mama!
You took your do-rag off. You're off for the love of fucking God. Why?
I had to fucking moonwalk back home.
Man. Let's see. Let's see. What is your favorite comic book movie ever, fools?
Fool. It's fools.
That's what Pep asked. Let's see. Preston goes. The best was a guy called Mr. Freeze. The best was a guy called Mr. Freeze smoking a cigar. Yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah, that's when they were doing the Freeze Meister. He's all sing, dance.
Yeah.
Please, Mr. Freeze-Meister.
He's all,
Get down the icicle maker.
yeah, and then the fucking girl, she's like, talk about your cold shoulder. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's a great line. That's so inventive.
That's going in.
Yes. Mom,
We got comedy gold here.
Mom, when Billy Blanks comes over, can you tell him that? It's so cool.
Cold shoulder, baby, Billy. Cold shoulder, Billy. Hey, shut the fuck up. Go get me a Coke. We only got RC.
Oh, man. He said Bane was pretty sick.
Shit.
I had no idea that the gentleman that plays Bane, I'm sorry, he plays the doctor that creates Bane that Pamela Isley kills. He's the voice actor for the Riddler in the animated series. That's why they put him in there.
Oh, what?
And I
Can't
had
picture him right now.
I have a photo of I'll actually look for it right now, but I have a photo that there was this artist that I was doing one of the Philadelphia cons. I was tattooing there, and they had all the normal guys who came out, and normal they mean that they're like reoccurring, and it was voice actors, and I got to hang out with Kevin Conroy.
Nice.
He goes, you've never met him, and I was like, no, dude, I never have. And he goes, dude, you have to meet him once, because he's such a big Batman fan as well.
Oh, man.
And so I was like super cool about it, whatever. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to.
You're all trying to hide your boner.
Oh, dude, I'm very big when I meet celebrities that I don't really want to meet them, because I think part of me has just never been interested. But the second part is if they're dickheads, I can separate it from the work, but it is kind of like, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
So I end up meeting him, and he goes, hello. I love your tattoos. And I immediately, something fucking just hit in my chest, and I just started welling up. That dude absolutely fucking it crushed me, because that's like the sound of my childhood, man.
Yeah.
I was absolutely taken back by him, and he was super nice. He talked to us for like a good 10, 15 minutes, and then he was like, you should come to the New York one. Mark and I would love, because his daughter gets tattooed. Like, just so,
Wow.
please, like, because he's met Matt quite a few times. and I was like, holy shit. And how ironic would it have been to be like, oh man, what's your worst fucking thing ever? I ran into this white guy with a do-rag. He had a very beautiful hair.
He moonwalked all over me. I think he was pop locking. It was weird.
Let's see if I can get that. What is your favorite comic book movie?
I know what mine is.
Okay.
The Watchmen, director's cut.
Well, that's a good
I can watch that anytime. There's something about it. It's just, to me, I think it's one of the best. And there's not a lot of those superhero movies that I go back to as much as I go back to that movie. So many just great parts.
Yeah.
You're all dog shit.
No, that's the hard part, dude. I heard somebody talk about Zack Snyder's, what is it called, that?
Rebel Moon?
Rebel Moon, where they keep talking about him, and the first thing that they say is, he is a tremendous visual storyteller. He is a terrible storyteller in general. And the hard part about watching him is Watchmen lends itself to such a great story, but do you think that Watchmen did well because of
the source material?
Or because of that? Because we just got, for the 1v1 next week on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. It'll be Comic Week.
Standard Time.
Pacific Standard Time. Thank you, sir. That's a true manager right there. But we absolutely were able to get first editions of all the Sandman books.
Oh, shit.
And we saw The Tick. We saw some other stuff from David Cho. But like the Sandman stuff, I feel like the Audible production is just fucking gorgeous, dude. Have you listened to any of it? I want to add you into the family account or something, dude, because honestly, it is such a great production, but the story is so strong, any format it sells. Even the Netflix condensed version was done well.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Watchmen, do you feel like it was Snyder's doing, or do you feel like it's Alan Moore's doing?
I think Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons.
Yes.
Definitely. And Zack Snyder was just able to bring it to motion. You know, he was able to I mean, that was the comic. You know, there were some things that were just like panel for panel.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
What about you, Deadpool?
For me, I would probably have to say first Guardians of the Galaxy.
That was the first movie I've ever seen more than 7 times. Like, I never go and watch anything. I watched that shit back to back in a week. There was something about it, man.
Yeah, I think it was because it was the first time we're getting these Marvel characters. Like, we didn't really know who they were. Especially for me, I didn't know who they were. I remember watching
I just sell these things.
Planet Hulk. No, I remember seeing Planet Hulk, the animated movie, and watching that a couple times, and seeing in the background in the Coliseum, you get the cameos from the Guardians of the Galaxy and some other characters, Adam Warlock, people like that. And so I kind of knew who they were, but when this team was presented, it was like a brand new vision about how these people come together. The fact that it was like in space, so it was taking place away from Earth and doing all that, and they did a tremendous job. The storyline, it held together. Like, I can watch that one over. Those two, actually all 3 of them, but mainly the first 2, I could watch those anytime, especially if I'm like, I want something to watch just to throw on, I'll put it on. Even over Deadpool.
Yeah, I agree with that. Watchmen is definitely up there for me. I would have to say it's between. It's hard, right? Because like my favorite all-time character is split between Batman and Hellboy. I feel like Guillermo del Toro did a very good job of Hellboy. I love it. It's sad that he didn't get his trilogy, but specifically, I feel like that or Constantine, even though it's a fucking far off rendition of what Hellblazer was, I still enjoyed the movie.
Did you ever watch the show?
Yes, he was perfect.
Yeah.
That was fucking Constantine.
Right?
Everything down to the straight up where my favorite is from when they're trying to find El Chupacabra, and he's talking about it, and they go, "This is an evil you shall never come back from," and he goes, "Right, love. So you can fuck off now because I'm going down that door to meet your ultimate demon, and then probably fuck it. And like it's just the attitude of that guy. I wish they would have brought him in more because I'm a huge Hellblazer Constantine fan, but I have to give it to Blade. The very first Blade was something that I wasn't aware that I was watching the guy on the motorcycle with the high top fade like fucking fake ass Steve Harvey or Party House in the animated Spider-Man cartoon. But there was no expectation going in to that movie as a kid watching Blade, and then coming out the fucking warehouse scene, the violence, the fucking badassery. Always some motherfucker trying to ice skate uphill, and I'm like, God damn, that's cool. Mom, when you're done with Blades, can you get Blade?
Is he in the dojo?
Yeah, exactly. How many of these guys can you fight off? She's too many, baby.
You ever play with swords, Mom?
Yeah, man. Let's see.
I remember going into that movie with no expectations and coming out pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the second one, man, that one is just the bomb.
Right now, The Dark Knight by Dan Midnight. I agree.
Yeah.
I wasn't a huge. To this day, I'm not a really big. I don't like what's his face.
Nolan?
No. Bale.
Christopher.
Yeah.
I don't like
Christian
Christian Bale as Batman at all. He's not believable for me, in the sense of just not that he's not believable as a character. I just don't like him for Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
I didn't
the-
like his voice.
No,
That was a hard time for me. Because
Yeah, and then also just like the third movie was The Dark Knight Rises. He's but Rachel, she died. Your parents died, dickhead. That's why you're fucking Batman. But her pearl necklace. I'll never get my mother's pearl necklace. Well, you can't because your dad gave it to her.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I beat you to it.
Yeah, you did. Cut. Store. Show's over.
I told you that I will not work under these conditions.
I will not. I'm moonwalking out of here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on Butcher, we're live. Yeah, well, I'm dead on the inside, bud.
Always. I was born dead.
I would say, that one was cool, but the Dark Knight was revolutionary in grounding comic book movies as a real thing.
Oh, 100%.
I feel what did that also in your guys' generation was the Superman movies.
Yeah.
Yes. What was the impact of those when those came out?
Humongous.
Huge. Yeah.
What year did the first Superman movie?
78.
And then
Yeah.
77 was Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a back-to-back.
Yeah, so the day that I was going to go, my brother and his wife were going to take me. But they did. Anyway, my sister had a van and had carpet mats in there.
Oh, shit.
And she came to my mom's house to clean her van for some reason, and she's shaking these rugs out, and the dust got in my eyes, and my eyes swelled up like from the bottom. Just I had a major allergic reaction. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be blind. I'm not gonna be able to watch a man fly. And my mom took me to the doctor, took me to the pharmacy, and we got some sinus medicine, and it like cleared up. But so I was able to go, and it played at the theater I ended up working at.
Oh, shit.
Cinema
That's
70.
fucking awesome.
Yeah. But
Full circle.
man, it looks so good. And to this day, my favorite part is when he first changes to
Go up to
catch
save
the helicopter,
yeah.
and that dude's all, "Say, Jim, that's a bad outfit."
Excuse me.
Love
He's
that.
like, excuse me. Is what
Yeah.
he says. He's like,
Yep.
excuse me. And he just jumps.
I love it.
Yeah.
What always bugged me, though, was the fact that when they were playing the rescue back on the news, they had the side shot of him going up the building and getting, like, with the helicopter.
Oh.
They had camera angles that only the movie
Yeah,
would
coulda-
have on the news. And that always, as a kid, bugged me, because I'm like, how did they get that shot? Was there another Superman filming? You know?
No, funny about Christopher Reeve, because 77 was when Star Wars came out. David Prowse was the one that played the actor
Right.
Darth Vader. He's the one that helped Superman, Christopher Reeve, work out. They were workout
nice.
buddies, and he's the one that helped Christopher Reeve get into shape to be Superman.
He was at a con, and he was at his table was really high. It was like he was on a fucking pedestal. And there was no one around, and he's like, "Hi, how's it going?" And I'm all like, "Hey, Darth Vader, what's up?" I'm like, "Holy shit! Like, you're really Darth Vader." I mean, you're not James Earl Jones though. So peace. No, it was like
You moonwalk back with the
I did.
rag.
I'm back in the gang now, and he puts it back on.
I got a high C waiting for me over here. See ya.
Yeah, I remember Superman 1 was great. Superman 2 was great. 3, I loved it. It was
I did
funny
too.
because it had Richard Pryor. That
It's
was
so
some great.
clunky.
Yeah,
And who was the bad guy?
At
What's
the
his
end.
name? No, his name.
I can't remember the
He was
name.
a famous heel in a lot of TV movies and movies at that time.
What was it?
I can't remember. But yeah, his sister fell into the machine.
Yeah,
and she became
gets
all
changed
like
robotic. Yeah, dude. No, that whole
was
thing
corny.
was.
That was cornball. But I remember renting that on Laserdisc for one of my birthdays. There was a place in PG that would rent, though I think it's on Forest. It used to be a video store, but they also had Laserdiscs, and they would rent the player and everything. I remember getting Superman 3, War Games, Tron,
Oh shit.
and just having like a moving birthday night.
Oh, that's awesome.
Me and my friends would stay up all night. My mom would like get pizza, and she'd decorate cake. She made me a Superman and a Batman cake, and they had like the plastic face that you would put over it,
Oh,
and the emblems were plastic, and the cake was shaped like them.
Batman, right,
It was
right,
like
right.
interchangeable, right? And she painstakingly she did
was that the one with all the dots they have to do?
stars.
Yeah, the
They're
stars. Yeah. Yep.
And my mom was like a master of
Oh,
that kind of
that's
stuff.
fucking
And
rad.
that cake would sit out all night, and we're up and just like going back to it. Oh
Fuck
my
yeah.
god, great memories. That's why I have diabetes.
No, I remember Superman 3, that scene where he's flying through the canyon, remember, and they're shooting in all the missiles.
Oh
out
yeah,
and
it's like a
everything.
video
And
game.
it's- And like a few years later, I remember they had a Superman game that was basically that thing.
Yes.
You had to control him, and
Yep.
I think Shazam or somebody that was like another Superman. But yeah, dude, like I remember seeing that and going, "Oh, that's a
Did
cool
you ever
video
play
game."
the Atari 2600
Yes.
Superman game?
Yes,
I
that
had
one
that-
and the Spider-Man one and the
I
Empire
never
Strikes Back
owned
one.
Spider-Man. My buddy Brandon, who came to the
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Sanctorum, but I saved up. It was $29.99 at Monty Mart for that fucking game.
$30 for
and
a
it was
cartridge.
just bad.
Yeah,
It was bad, but fun.
yeah.
Yeah, the let's see. Superman can never beat that horse though.
No,
Wait, I thought it was a skiing.
no, it was a horse. It
Sonny
was
Bono.
jumping over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
Sonny Bono used a pine tree as a
Do you know who
brake.
what's his name? Robin Williams. Him and Christopher
yeah.
Reeve and Kevin Conroy, I guess, used to be roommates, or they were like they knew each other at Juilliard because they all studied at the same time. But after Christopher Reeve had his accident, Robin Williams was like, I guess, one of the first family celebrity friends to visit. And he goes in there with the lab coat on, and he says, "I'm here to take your rectal exam or something like
Right.
that," and made him laugh. And they were saying
He's all,
that was the first time.
Ah,
Ha ha.
ah.
Yeah,
Too soon?
too soon.
Yeah.
No. But he
Not
was
only a racist, also an asshole. Just an asshole.
Oh man. Let's see. The Rebel Moon was a masterpiece, says Rivers.
I still have not watched
Yeah.
that yet.
Jules,
It's Superman.
I need to finish
It's
Godzilla
basically
first.
Superman Star Wars. If you think about it.
Joff, aka Jules. Julian says 300. Now that was a movie.
That was a good movie.
That was a phenomenal movie. I remember watching it in Fresno, and it was
And trying to go to the snack bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Is Fresno!
I remember going and watching with my stepmom and my dad, and we were sitting there, and my dad was like, "Fuck it, we'll have a movie night, everything, yada yada yada." And next thing you know, it gets to the when they're telling him like I must go see the Oracle, and the Oracle immediately starts moving around, and she's got her fucking tits out. And I'm sitting there, and then she's moving around like this.
Yeah.
And I just remember my mother-in-law, my stepmom, and my dad were really big church people. T.D. Jakes, fucking all the televangelist people.
They're whacking your boner with a Bible.
Put it in here.
We'll fix this, boy. No sinning for you. Wham, wham, wham.
Oh man,
Get in the gunny sack.
dude. It was like there was only so many people of us in there because I think a lot of people assumed it was going to be like a war movie. You know,
There's a movie about math.
no,
Fuck this.
not necessarily.
It was
like
a
that,
history movie. What are we talking about?
Like
It was a history
no,
channel.
they were thinking that it was going to be more like a Saving Private Ryan kind of deal.
Ah,
So you had a lot of older
it's
guys
more like
in there.
Saving Ryan's Privates.
Yes, exactly. He said, "We'll fight in the shade."
We
with
live in a
this."
land of no. Yeah, we live in a land of curtains and no shirts.
And I remember just looking over, and my dad was watching it and being like, "This is like devil shit." And my mom, my
Dig it,
stepmom-
boy. It's
Yeah,
good.
exactly. And my stepmom's like, "I don't know if I want to really watch. I don't know what all that was about." And it's like, you both did heroin most of your life. This is where you draw the line,
Right.
Oh my
Men with
God.
no shirts, looking good. I'm not into dudes, but damn.
Let's see. Kano TV says, "LOL." Tony goes, "That's how I pull it." Back and forth. Oh man. All right. Well, what are some things that are supposed to be coming up? Echo's already out. Was
Right.
you finished it?
I did.
Was there anything at the end of Echo that was preluding into other things? Because they kind of just pushed it out there, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, do we spoil it?
Let's go as best as we can. If you guys don't want to hear spoilers,
Yeah.
then you know what?
No, I'll just leave it like this.
Okay.
If you don't want to watch the series, if you want to feel like Marvel is getting in the right direction, then just watch the end credits to the last episode and you'll get a nice little Easter egg. It ties into Spider-Man Homecoming, and I'll just leave
Okay.
it at that.
I'm asking chat right now, do you want Dadpool to reveal his STD results?
It's got hairs growing out of it. It's weird.
It's a tumor.
It's
not a tumor.
Okay, I'm asking chat, do you want us Dadpool to reveal the end credit scene? If we get enough votes, then we'll go from there because I don't want to ruin anyone's night. As far as movies wise, there's been a few like small ones that are coming out, but nothing too crazy at the moment. I am more looking forward to. Right now, I've been really fucking jumping hot onto the horror gaming channels. Last two that I watched were, let's see, Moons of Madness is what I'm currently watching right now. It's by P.B Horror Gaming, and same thing, same channel. It's called Fort Solace. If you're a big Lovecraftian fan and you love Dead Space, if you love a lot of that like mystery, otherworldly Cthulhu kind of zombie, is it aliens, is it a fifth dimension creature horror, they're great video games that you can just watch. They're on YouTube for free, and they're like 10 hours long, so it's like a really cool movie. I would check that out. Let's see. It says, "Give us the tumor." Something fun and treatable. Sure. All right. So far, no one else is complaining. Go ahead and spoil the ending.
So essentially, we find out who purchases the Avengers Tower,
Okay.
and it's Kingpin.
Wilson Fisk.
Yep.
That's
So,
it.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's whack.
But I mean,
That's so dope.
that finally answers the question of like why they were leaving Tony's tower back then. Because everybody, since that movie came out, there was a lot of speculation that it's going to be the
Reed
Fantastic
Richards.
Four.
Yeah.
They're going to move into it because it's perfect. It can change the A to a 4 real easily. Blah blah blah. But it's
Now
it's
they
going
just
to be
put a big bowling pin up there.
yes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that's it, man. Is there anything else that you guys are hoping to see before we give our recommendations for the night?
I want to go see that black and white version of Godzilla -1.
I want
That's
to finish it.
That's one thing
Yeah.
I am looking forward to seeing. There is another movie that I just saw the trailer for it, and it's about this. I can't even remember what the name of it is, but it's a little girl that's a vampire, and she's locked in this house where they think that
I'm sorry, I
she's
have to
supposed to be
kill you.
kidnapped.
Is that the
yeah,
one?
Yeah.
She's like possessed by
A
a
demon or
That's what
something,
it
like
is.
it's gonna feast on them. So that looks fucking cool. I was like, I'll check that out.
I'm all, that looks like a movie Chris will love.
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, Dadpool.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to give away
Nah,
your
you're
secret
good.
identity.
Preston goes, "I just watched Hobbs and Shaw. What a pile of dog shit."
Oh. What about the
gonna do that,
Beekeeper?
Jesse.
You seen commercials for that?
That's right.
That's got Hobbs or Shaw in it.
Mm-hmm.
One of those.
Let's see.
It's Stay Them.
Yeah.
Stay Them. That's right. Yeah.
So
What is in Hobbs and Shaw? January 26th in selected U.S. theaters. I don't know what you're talking about.
They're
that's
talking
the
about
black and
-1.
white.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You're right. Okay,
Yeah.
that's one to look for. Okay, so that is tonight's pod. Let's go ahead and go through the recommendations. What do you boys have to listen to? What do you guys have to watch? Read. What is on your list for this week?
I'd say listen to the podcast that we have now. That we have about 60 episodes, so you can be
Yeah, this
entertained
is
by all
episode
of us.
60. We're on the better half of 100 now.
I love it. As far as reading, I am going to suggest the new Cobra Commander that just came out. Cobra Commander #1. And there was something else that came out this week.
You from the closet.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Hello,
I'm a
surprise!
lesbian now. I'm going to
And
be a
say hi,
lesbian.
say hi to little Dadpool.
Yes.
Billy Blanks.
Thank God I'm shooting blanks at this point.
Hitman Savage, which is AKA Drew, goes, "That's Chris. Would have never known."
8.5.
That's right.
You were saying the Cobra Commander.
Yeah, the new Cobra Commander book, and that's pretty much it that I have for recommendations this week.
Okay. What about you, Butch?
I saw most of Wonka. Give it a hard dodge.
Yeah.
Dogecoin that sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sleep fest, but definitely I couldn't recommend so far what I've seen of Godzilla -1 enough. It's becoming my most favorite Godzilla movie, hands down. Music wise, I've been playing a lot of Descendants for my kids. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I'm glad you're digging that, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're both digging it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And yeah, watch the movie Filmage. Definitely watch that.
Absolutely.
I almost played that for my kids, but I'm like, they hate me enough already.
All right, is that your recommendation?
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Okay, so for me this week, my recommendations run pretty deep, like fucking Tybo on my mom. Okay, so right now, I would recommend, again, to anybody that has not listened to last week's episode, I have come across a YouTube channel because I'm going through a massive silver, gold, and a modern key collection that we have from consignment, as well as some that we've had back in the vault. For next week on Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we have our 1v1. So while I am pricing out, have been listening to the Russian Comic Book Geek. That is the name of his channel here on YouTube.
See how you do that?
He has Batman R.I.P. motion comic, Devil's Reign, which is actually another one that I really enjoyed. We also, I listened to Books of Doom, as well as Berserk Lost Children motion comic. Those ones are really cool. As much as I've read so much of that, Batman R.I.P. was a very good read. Court of Owls went back to that one as well. But if I could recommend one book besides The Magic Order this week, Descender.
Yes.
If you get a chance and you have not read Descender, that is a story you should absolutely check out if you liked the creator,
That was a good movie.
or you want any type of sci-fi in your life right now. I would definitely recommend that.
And we have actually all 6 volumes back. I've brought it.
Yeah. Oh, you did, huh?
Yes.
Fucking
As of last Saturday.
Alex goes Magic Order, Traders, Saga, and Tool. Absolutely, says Tony. I'm gonna watch the Batman documentary. By the way, it's on Hulu, not Prime. Thank you so much, No Name. Yes, they did have it on Prime, but I think Hulu has taken it now. I would recommend Bill and Batman, or Batman and Bill. I'm sorry. The story of Bill Finger, man, a super rad documentary about the truth of the man that really created Batman, and what you, as a avid collector, reader, and or nerd / geek, should know about it. Last 2 things I will recommend will be music-wise. I have been really digging on some old school Americana and some acoustic, so I'm going to give it to Nick Shoulders this week. Snakes and Waterfalls is a great one. Him and Sierra Farrell, another phenomenal artist. If you guys are into some old school country twang, none of that new school country bullshit, just good songwriting, something you want to do while you're driving or just chilling out. Okay. Nick Shoulders, and then the other artist is Sierra Farrell. And that is pretty much it that I have for this week. So, you guys, thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you from myself over here.
Muchas gracias.
From over here with Dadpool.
What up?
All right. And from Butcher Brand right there.
Moon
All
Monkey.
right, guys.
Do your heart again.
Oh, yeah. Do your heart.
Did it work?
You gotta show it to the camera dead on. There you go. Damn. Okay,
Ba-ba-bam.
man. Yeah. Ba-ba-ba-bam. Okay, thank you guys. We love you. Thank you guys for hanging out with us this week. And we will see you guys on Tuesday for the 1v1 and next Wednesday here at the Sacred Society podcast. And so say the society.